Over here, come on, right here. I want you to hit me. And first of all, you make sure that camera doesn't break and make sure it's facing somewhere right here. Okay, I want you to hit me. Alright, this is how I want it to look. Like, really, at least put some effort into it, motherfucker. What happened? Did I get the lard-ass sale or something? Alright. 3. Alright, move. We're just gonna have you guys sitting right there. Sam Peckinpah is known for westerns. Westerns starring Steve McQueen, which details about a modern-day cowboy who is out of his generation. He should have been born longer before he was. Now, there are some movies that Sam Peckinpah is known for that aren't westerns, and they are just as good. One, The Getaway. The most popular Steve McQueen movie of all time is The Getaway. And it's very well done. It's a very good chase movie. It's a very good crime movie, and it's very well done. Another movie that he's known for, which I mentioned before, is Straw Dogs. It's a western set in England. Because basically what happens is, this man, Dustin Hoffman, runs from his problems. And he's a mathematician, so he's not a gung-ho fighter. But when the town he lives in humiliates him and violates his life, he strikes back. In kind. No, in tenfold as kind. So it's very much about revenge, and it did feature violence against women, but Sam Peckinpah wasn't exactly known for having weak women in his films. What he would do he would have these women who are very strong, very realistic, but he would show them as victims of their time, in a way. Alright, another movie that he's known for is Cross of Iron. This is the predecessor to Saving Private Ryan, minus Steven Spielberg's placating to the audience. It was gritty, it was very realistic, and the amazing thing is, it's telling the story of a German group of soldiers, which is very different, because when you think war story, you immediately think Americans, the good guys, when in fact he's actually telling the stories of the bad guys in the war, sort of, to us Americans. I don't know if there's any Germans in the crowd that really are still sore that they lost. Another western that Sam Peckinpah is good with would be Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, starring James Coburn. Now, and Chris Christopherson, and Bob Dylan. This movie is like a prelude to Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia, because it shows an aging man, an aging lawman, who has to bring in a friend of his, who he has to deal with, and he has to deal with his self-destructive nature. Okay, like I showed you. Go. That's a nice dance you two are doing. Keep at it. Come on. Who told you to stop? Use your feet. Use your feet. Come on. Yo, Brandon. When you do that in slow motion, and you, fat ass, when he does that, duck under it. His last great movie, I think, would have to be Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia. It was the only movie he had Final Cut over. And it was probably the worst movie he ever had to serve to the critics, because the critics just ate him alive. They killed it, almost. It was very gritty. It was very underground. There was a lot of things in there that wouldn't be done today. Sam Peckinpah is one of those lost geniuses that got away with so much because of how he worked. Come on, kick him in the nuts. Come on, do something. Alright, someone fall down.
After lunch?
Preferably after you get hit. Or do rock, paper, scissors. I don't care. Just one of you fall down. Alright, do that again. and you fall. Sam Peckinpah grew up in Fresno, California. He grew up on a ranch in a very rural area. He had very interesting concepts of morals. Very cowboy-style morals. And he wasn't a man of this generation, that's for sure. He was a man who should have been born a lot longer ago than he was, but we were glad to have him. The loser falls down. Alright, now make it look good. Don't push him, just push him straight up. Alright, one more time. Alright, I want you to do one thing. Here, start the camera before I Alright. Yes. Like that? I'll fall fast. Like, I know his one trademark is in there where you would have something moving slow in 3 parts. In those 3 parts, he actually would have something moving slow, and he would interlude it, and it would become an art form of it. You will see this constantly in his movies. Alright, you saw how that worked?
Yeah.
Did you see how that worked?
Yes.
Okay, now hand it to the camera. Alright. Back to where I was before. Now, I want you to do what I did, only faster. Don't look at me, dumb. Did you see how it was done? Good enough. Sam Peckinpah had this ability to annoy and aggravate people into giving him better performances. He could bring out anger. He could bring out the emotions. And he did it in the limits of film, and that is to be commended. Sam Peckinpah practically destroyed himself. That's a safe thing to say. Because he was always drinking, he was always partying, and funny stories about it are he would take the cast out partying, and he would get in first, but he would be the most hungover, and he would dock them for being late in their pay.